this year has just been an abuse to so many people. But how should like societies and individuals, how do they navigate trauma?
Yeah. We're just really bad at recognizing abuse when it's happening. Mm-hmm. We as a society, right? And there's all kinds of sides of abuse. There's interpersonal abuse. There's systemic abuse. And understanding the relationship between those is sort of fundamental. But a lot of my work that is having to do with anti-racism, I have to acknowledge the lineage of Resmaa Menakem and his work that's really about racialized trauma, understanding that settler colonialism around the world basically divorces us from our humanity. I don't care who you are, whether you're the enslaver or the enslaved, whether you are the indigenous person or the settler, there is a disconnection from sort of basic humanity happening in that historical transaction that gets transferred generation by generation within our DNA. So sometimes when you're having a reaction to trauma, or in our very now developed world scenarios, someone taking away power from you or someone questioning your power, our bodies are reacting from a traumatized place. Either for people that are raised as white, like me, it's like a reaction. It's like, no, you don't get to take that from me. That's real. And right. And then I think for people who may identify otherwise, it brings back a lot of trauma within their generations as well. So it's not just our trauma now, it's our trauma through the generations. And that will blow your brain once you start to think about it and understand it. And like look at epigenetics, and there's all kinds of aspects of trauma for us to look at. And it's a really important time for us to now start to distinguish what's trauma and what's harm, mm-hmm. and what's just natural, important conflict and disagreement. That also has to be part of how we live together. And so if I disagree with you, it's important for you not to like sit with that and not label that as harm immediately. Right. We've got to be able to build dialogue. And what trauma does is it interrupts our ability to be present with each other. Right. That's how it's fundamentally disruptive. And I've always said that in the do-gooder spaces that we're in any sort of social change we want to be a part of, we have a skill set that's been developed that says you have to be good at making a budget in Excel, and you have to be really good at creating a reporting format. What it hasn't told us is, you've got to be really good at enabling dialogue. Wow. You've got to be really good at sensing the room about what's really at play here that you may not know, but you need to surface. These are soft skills, which have been labeled soft skills because they are often in what has been labeled as the feminine realm.
Wow,
right?
I didn't know that.
Listening, intuition. These are often referred to as the soft skills. Meetings, gathering people. No. These are the hardest skills to develop because you have to put away yourself and really be present for others. So to me, part of what we've got to be able to do is to name our traumas and to do more healing work together so that we can work together. Yeah. So right now we're working maybe best case like alongside each other. Sometimes we're working over each other. Sometimes these are fundamental things we have to learn about how to be together. And they don't come from school. Yeah. They don't come from books.